Hey guys, so not too long ago, I made a video on how I do SEO and how I find competitive keywords for Etsy. And the thing is I had a lot of comments on that video and a lot of questions. I even got a few email questions about it, and they want some. People have been asking for more explanation, more tutorials, more guides, and so here's a video on that. So for those who don't know, the software that I'm using is called Sales Samurai. And Sales Samurai is a software that plugs into back-end data that Etsy provides. Now, if you want to link to the software, I'll have a link in the description box down below, but more importantly, I'll have also a discount code for you to access. That discount code is called Autopilot Passive Income. It's all one word. Will give you 20% off to the software. And this is exactly how I find low competition or high search volume keywords. So the general rule here, guys, is that what I am looking for when I sell products here on Etsy is I'm looking for two things, okay? I'm looking for as low competition as possible, and I'm also looking for as high search volume as possible. Now, in the year 2022, it's going to be harder and harder to find lower competition and also high search volume, okay? And if for those who need a breakdown, I'll just explain what that means. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. We all have different levels we are in this game of making money online. So I'll explain what I'm talking about. When I say high search volume, what do I mean? When somebody searches for something on Etsy, there's a certain population of people that search for something. So for example, do you guys see this custom engraved dragon knife? There's going to be a certain level of people that search for something related to this, right? It could be 100 people, it could be 500 people, it could be 1,000 people, it could be 6,000 people, right? What I can do is I can assume that the more people that search for a keyword, the more valuable the keyword is and the more valuable those products are. And when I say valuable, I'm not talking about the price of the product, but I'm talking about the money or the income that product yields for the seller, meaning how much profit does it bring in, right? And the more transactions, the better for the seller, okay? So that's search volume. When we talk about competition, we're talking about how many competitors in the industry. So if I search for something similar to this, right? Let's say I type in dragon knife right here. I just type in dragon knife, right? I want to see what comes up. Out of all the products that come up, there's 1,974 results. That's going to be an indication to me of how many competitors there are. And when I say competitors, I'm not talking about people, but I'm talking about listings, because that at the end of the day is what matters the most. The amount of listings that exist, okay? And the reality is there if less and less listings exist, the better chance I have standing out of the group and being seen. And the more people that search is the better chance I have getting seen, right? So there's two sides to this coin, right? There's search of volume and there's competition volume, okay? Now, how can I dictate the success level of a certain keyword? Well, I have a back-end software, like I said, called Sales Samurai that helps me do this. I'll leave a link in the description to the registration page where you can sign up completely for free to go ahead and check this out. And when you click on that link, it will take you to a place where you can create a free account. You just go ahead and create the free account. You'll get access to the software, the backend software, but you won't be able to use it unless you actually use the software, pay for the software. The software costs $9.99 a month. I'll just pull up the how the software looks, and there's many aspects to the software, but we're gonna go over one part of it, at a time. So we'll get there in just a minute. But when I type in a keyword, I get to see here the search volume for that keyword. So over here, I get to see the search volume. So, for example, I type in the word dragon here, and you guys know when you type in a keyword in Etsy, you have a bunch of related keywords that emerge. So, for example, we have Dragon Ball Z, we have dragon, we have dragonfly, we have dragon ring, dragon SVG, dragon plush, etc. Okay, and you can see here there's this blue number. Now, on your Etsy at home, you guys are probably not going to see this blue number here. And the reason why I say that is because this is the software that I have. It adds onto the website, okay? And then over here to the right, okay, I have this number here that says 462 more. Now, what this 462, these numbers here, and if I click on this word button more, what it will show me is it will show me related words to this word that can potentially be profitable. So what happens is, let's say I want to sell the word, the item Dragon Ball Z SVG. Okay, let's say that's one of my ideas for a product that I'm selling. Before I can sell it, I have to see, okay, how valuable is this potential product? Because I don't want to sit there for 20, 30, 40, 50, an hour, minutes, and say, okay, this is going to take me X long to make X amount of profit. Because remember, efficiency is one of the most important things. So what do? I go over here and I click on 444 more. And what I'll do is I'll get related keyword terms that somehow relate to that keyword on the level here. And there's, in this case, 444 rows, which means 444 keywords. The main keyword, right, has 69 search volume, and there's a competition of 5,950. Now, let me ask you this logically, okay? If 69 people search for, let's say, a product amongst a total of 5,950 products, what is the likelihood of one product being sold? I'll ask that question again. And this is not a math question. This is just logic, okay? If there are 69 people looking to buy a certain product amongst a total level of 5,950 products, what is the likelihood of one product being sold? Well, the answer is not high. I mean, very, very low, right? Because the search volume is 69. See, what majority of people are doing is they're basically doing very, very basic keyword research. They think of, okay, I want to sell XYZ product. And they go and they create a product, but they don't know the back-end data. They don't know the back-end information. And really what they're doing is they're shooting themselves in the foot because they think that a certain product is valuable or a certain keyword is valuable. They're creating as an amazing listing and they're trying to get seen, but they're surprised when their product gets zero search volume, when they get zero visits on their store on Etsy. Well, this is exactly the reason why, is because you need to be plugged in to this back-end data. So look here, when I click on a certain keyword, notice how I have a list of keywords here on the left, and it's almost infinite, 462 of them. And then on the right, I have here a button that says search volume, competition, and words. So what words represents is the total amount of keywords in that phrase. So in this case, Z flip case, that's 3. Right? Dragon A, that's 2, etc. Now, you might be the type of person that wants to go for long tail keywords. So you might go ahead and select words here, and you might look for the phrases that have the longest amount of words in a phrase. Right? That's just one strategy. There's another strategy where you can just strictly assess competition. So you want to look at the words that have the highest levels of competition. You could look at them. Now, notice here, and this is not always the case, but notice when I click on the competition button, this competition is high. There's 607,000 results. But guess what? The search volume is 2,700. But look at this product. Here we have a product that has a little bit less in terms of competition. We have 151,000, right? Still dramatically high, but only 550 search volume. So what you want to do is you want to be able to discern the best scenarios, the best situations for a specific keyword. And the best situations is as high as possible search competition, but search volume, but as low as possible competition. Does that make sense? So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So if we look at these two keywords, they're very, very close, by the way. We have Dragon Ball Z and we have Dragon's Ball Z, right? And Dragon Ball Z has 996 search volume. Dragon's Ball Z has 1,049, so a little bit more. But if you could see here, the competition is radically similar. I mean, we're looking at maybe 60 more products in terms of results, right? And the amount of words in the phrase they're exactly identical, but there is a small change here, and you have to be able to decipher which one is more valuable to you. Okay? And like I said, what the key here is you want to weigh competition over search volume. And typically what we tend to see is when there is more competition, there tends to be more search volume because of the existence of search volume. So what I mean by that is as sellers sell more on Etsy, they realize certain products sell over others. And because certain products sell over others, it is only because people have been searching for those products more. right? And typically what sellers do is they double down. This is like one of the biggest rules to success, is that when you have something that works, you want to do more of it, right? And that's something I've been preaching all the time, whether it be about Redbubble, whether it be about Etsy, whether it be, whatever kind of platform you're on. If you have something that works, you want to do more of what works, right? And that's just logical and it's normal. So what we do is, as sellers, is we keep going and creating more in industries that are already winning for us. Well, what that does is that creates almost a hyper economy, if you will, of it creates much more sales processes within that keyword, or within that niche, or within that micro economy. And when I say micro economy, I'm saying that small sphere of influence, that small world where there's a specific word that's targeted, and that word is its own niche, right? Make no mistake, when somebody searches for the word Z initial, that's its own niche versus the word Z mug, right? So that's just an example here. And each keyword that you're seeing and each keyword that search comes up is essentially its own niche. Why? Because it comes up with different amount of results, and those results do differ. So that's something to be aware of as well. So essentially, right, I take all this data and I sit there and I say, okay, I want a keyword that has, between this much and this much phrases in it. I want this much and this much competition. And I filter through it, and I go ahead and click filter, and I go ahead and see what it will provide me with. And out of those keywords, I'll go ahead and focus on a successful plan of action, right? Now, let's go ahead and log into the back end of my software here so I can show you exactly what it does and how I use it. Okay, so I'm in the back end here of Sales Samurai, as you guys can see, and what we can do is we can do a few different things with this software. Now, as you can see, or maybe you can't see, there's a button here that says Chrome extension. Maybe you guys cannot see this. It's actually right behind this. Let me go ahead and see if I can move this. Okay, there we go. It's let me go ahead and actually make this disappear. It's right here, Chrome extension, right? And what this is this is the actual tool that I downloaded to show you guys what you were seeing on Etsy with the word counts and things like that. Well, what I could do is I could do a basic search where I search a certain keyword here, or I could search a specific listing. Now, let's say I'm not sure what I want to sell and I want to search for a certain keyword. I can search for dragon here, and I could see what comes up for the products that come up. Now, the cool thing about Sales Samurai is that it's, like I said, it's tapped in, or it's plugged in into the Etsy backend. So it's going to be relatively quick. And I know we're waiting here for it to load, but like I said, it is relatively quick compared to other softwares because it's plugged in that kind of way. And we get all sorts of data. As you can see, I just typed in the keyword dragon, and I can see things like search volume, I can see level of competition, I can see related keywords, I can see search volume, I can see so many things that relate to this one keyword that will help me decipher if it's actually a valuable keyword to jump after, and more importantly, I can see alternative keywords, right, that I can actually dominate. So here, for example, I typed in the word dragon. Here we have puppet dragons, and it has 12 searches a month, low competition, and I will know based on this information if this is something I want to tackle or I want to go after, right? Here's an example of the word sea dragon. This is an example of a keyword that I want to tackle on Etsy. Why? Because it gets 129 search volume, right? And it gets 110,000 search volume on Google, but more importantly, the competition is low, right? And so when I find keywords like this, I just hit the little heart button here. And what I could do is I can create a category, and what I could call this is low comp keywords, right? Because it's a low competition keyword. And I'll just go ahead and save that. And for the future, what I'll do is I'll spend a certain day out of the week where I just find low competition keywords. I won't worry about listing on Etsy. I won't worry about anything else. I'll just do this. And when I do this, what I'm doing is I'm accumulating a list of keywords that are low competition that I could go after later throughout the day or even the week or the month or whatever the case may be, and just create products for it. And so once I list those products and use a certain set of keywords, well, then I have a higher chance of succeeding on Etsy, right? So what I could do as well is when I like to what I like to do is, after I search a short tail keyword like dragon, I like to take a certain keyword that I'm interested in, like this one, like sea dragon, just copy it, and I want to paste it right here so I can see what other keywords are related to this keyword sea dragon, right? Because the main keyword that I was searching for originally, dragon, is very, very short tail. It could mean anything. There could be dragon PNGs, dragon SVGs, dragon graphics, dragon puppets, dragon pillows, dragon, whatever, right? So I want to learn more about it. So I'll just type in the word sea dragon and notice how more keywords that kind of related come up. Now, they might not necessarily be related in terms of, that concept, but these are also keywords that are suggestions. But if we look over here to the left, we actually have tags. And so if I'm going to create a product with the keyword sea dragon, what I want to do is I want to look at the tags that people use with that product in terms of relevancy. So I might want to use the word dragon in my tags, or I might want to use the word handmade if something is handmade, right? If I'm creating, let's say I created a handmade sea dragon pillow, right? I might want to use the word hand dragon, right? Leafy sea dragon might be something that might be important to me to list in my tags, right? And also, it depends on the product that I'm selling, of course, but these are just a list of tags that might relate. And notice here how I have multiple lists. I don't just have one list. I have multiple lists, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And this is actually really important, really cool, because if I'm ever stumped and I can't figure out certain tags to use, well, guess what? I can have the tag here, the count, and the actual search volume. And the count represents how many times this tag was used. And the reason why that matters is because if more people use a certain tag, the more competitive it is. So if you were to tell me, hey, would you rather use the word dragon as a tag, or would you rather use the word sea serpent? For me personally, I would rather use the word sea serpent. Why? Even though it has less search volume, it's much less competitive, and there's less designs in that industry. Also, as well, I might want to take that word sea serpent, I might want to save it to my low competition keywords, right? Or I might even create a new category, and I might call this alternative tags, right? And I'm going to go ahead and save it. And what I'll do is I'll type in the word sea serpent here because I want to see what kind of designs are actually created and what do they look like. And when I say designs, I'm talking about products. What type of products exist on Etsy with the keyword sea serpent as the main keyword? And what I'll do is I'll just wait for it to load, and I'll actually get to look at what those products are. So once this loads, let's just go ahead and sit here for a minute. And like I said, it won't take too long, but we're plugging into all the backend data here, so it does take some time. Okay. And sometimes, I forgot to say this as well, when the keyword is slightly more obscure and it's not seen as much, it might take a little bit longer. But you can see here it already loaded. We have sea serpent. If I just scroll all the way down right here to images, I get to see examples of products that are being sold, right? So there's the pricing of the products here, the shipping, the photos, the views, right? And I can see here rusty metal dragon sculpture. So that's not something I would sell, right? Because I don't feel like doing shipping stuff. Here I have a dragon / sea serpent topiary wireframe, right? Sea serpent, maybe it might be an idea for me to sell a sea serpent graphic, right? Because that's something that a lot of people are not selling. Here's a paper doll. Here is, a piece of art around it. So this will also give validity to my own idea. So if I say, okay, I want to sell a graphic, is there anybody else selling something similar to a graphic? Well, I see people selling art. I see people selling pictures. There's no reason why I can't sell a graphic, for example. So these are just different ideas that I come up with when it comes down to using this software to tap in and get good at essentially making money on Etsy. And there's a whole lot of different things that we could talk about, but this video kind of extended its range of 18 minutes. So I just want to leave it here. And if you guys have questions on this, make sure you head over to the website, autopilotpassiveincome.com. I got some information, free blogs, things like that over there. And so if you're interested, check it out and let me know if you guys have any questions. All right, I'll talk to you later. Peace out. Bye.